Summary of The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Imagine a world ruled by monsters of the night, where gods play games with mortal lives. And survival is won not by strength alone, but by cunning, by blood, and by sacrifice. Now, picture a girl, human, fragile, and mortal, raised in the very heart of this deadly empire of vampires. This is her story. This is the tale of Oraya, the human daughter of a vampire king, and her fight for survival in the Kejari, a tournament of death where the prize is power, freedom, and the blessing of a goddess. Welcome, traveler, to the crowns of Nyaxia, and to the first book of the Nightborn duet. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Part 1, Oraya, the human among monsters. Oraya was not born into power. She was born into blood, fire, and fear. Her earliest memories are not of safety, but of violence. And yet, against all odds, she survived. Adopted by Vincent, the ruthless vampire king of the Nightborn house, Oraya was raised within Abitris, a kingdom designed to devour humans like her. Every day of her life was a test. Every glance, every smile, every word spoken could be a weapon in disguise. Vincent gave her shelter, yes. He gave her knowledge, training, and even affection in his own brutal way. But Oraya always knew what she was: prey, walking among predators. And if she wanted to survive, she had to become something more than prey. She had to become a weapon. Part 2, the Kejari, the Tournament of Death. Once every century, the goddess Nyaxia, deity of death and shadow, calls forth the Kejari. It is no ordinary contest. It is a trial of blood and brutality, a sacred tournament where champions from the three great vampire houses fight, not merely for survival, but for the goddess's blessing. To win the Kejari is to earn power beyond imagination. To lose is to die. And Oraya, human and mortal, dares to enter. Why? Because for her, the Kejari is not just a tournament, it is her one chance to carve a place in this cruel world. To prove that she is not prey. To prove that she belongs. But Oraya is not foolish. She knows the dangers. She knows the rules. And the first rule of survival? Never trust anyone. Part 3, the stranger named Rain. But the Kejari has its own way of breaking rules. Among the bloodthirsty competitors, Oraya encounters a rival who unsettles her in ways she never expected. His name is Rain. A vampire. A killer. A dangerous man with sharp eyes, sharp words, and secrets wrapped in shadow. Everything about him screams danger. He is an enemy to her father's crown. He is her competition. And yet, Oraya finds herself drawn to him. They clash like fire and steel, every word a blade, every glance a spark. But the Kejari are not kind to loners. To survive, Oraya is forced into an unlikely alliance with Rain. Together, they fight. Together, they bleed. Together, they face monsters, gods, and the endless labyrinth of death that is Nyaxia's tournament. And with every battle, with every near-death escape, the line between rivalry and something far more dangerous begins to blur. Part 4, the Goddess of Death watches. The Kejari is no simple tournament. It is a game played by Nyaxia herself, the goddess who thrives on chaos, blood, and bargains. Every trial is designed not only to kill, but to reveal. To tear away masks. To expose hearts. And as Oraya and Rain claw their way through each brutal round, the world around them begins to fracture. Because while they fight in the tournament, beyond the walls of the Kejari, war is brewing. The vampire houses are restless. Old grudges stir. And Vincent, Oraya's adoptive father, is not just a king, he is a predator in his own right, with secrets that may consume her whole. Oraya thought the Kejari was her greatest test. But she soon learns that the real danger lies not only in surviving the goddess's games, but in surviving her father. Part 5, Love, War, and Betrayal. The heart is the most dangerous weapon of all. And in the Kejari, compassion is a death sentence. But Oraya cannot deny what grows between her and Rain. It terrifies her. It enrages her. It makes her stronger and weaker, all at once. Because Rain understands her in a way no one else ever has. He sees her not as prey, not as fragile, not even as human, but as herself. And that, in a kingdom of monsters, may be the most dangerous thing of all. As battles rage, as blood flows, Oraya is forced to choose. Between the loyalty she owes to her father. Between the love that threatens to undo her. And between the truth she has always known, and the truth she has always feared. Part 6, The Serpent and the Wings of Night. By the end, Oraya learns the cruelest lesson of all. That victory always comes with sacrifice. Kejari is not just about survival. It is about transformation. And to claim her place in this world, Oraya must become something more than human. And something far more dangerous than even a vampire. The serpent coils. The wings of night unfold. And a girl who was once prey becomes a queen in her own right. A world left in shadows. But this is only the beginning. For the crowns of Nyaxia are many, and the goddess of death is never finished with her games. War brews across the empire. Love tangles with loyalty. And in the shadows, the gods smile, waiting for their next move. Oraya's story does not end here. It has only just begun. So, traveler, what do you think? Would you step into the Kejari? Would you wager your life, your blood, and your heart in the service of a goddess of death? Or would you fall, like so many others, into the endless night? This has been the tale of the Serpent and the Wings of Night, Book 1 of the Crowns of Nyaxia. A story of survival. A story of blood. A story of love in the darkest of places. And the serpent whispers still.